Greetings everyone, Shiv here. Alright, so it's been announced, One Night in Karazhan, the next Hearthstone adventure, 45 cards, 13 bosses, everybody's getting a free, prelude wing and all that. It's gonna be some fun fucking times, alright? It's gonna be a party atmosphere. It's gonna be like 1975 up in this bitch. Or so I thought, or whatever. Alright, so the whole theme around this is basically, Medivh hasn't turned into a total douchebag yet, Kappa. And he's throwing this baller ass party, but some shit's gonna go down, blah 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 blah. I don't want to go into the whole story aspect because, well, this is again Blizzard taking liberties with their own intellectual property and having fun with it. And come on, this screams fun. The card back alone looks fucking amazing. There's so much things moving on it that it's just gonna be awesome to look at. Now, this expansion is only going to cost you 20 bucks. I highly recommend everybody always go buy their expansion because it's how you support your developers. Now, they showed off 7 cards, and I really want to take a look at these 7 cards because some of them kind of make me a little bit hopeful, and then some of them I'm going, alright? But again, 7 out of 45 may not be able to see the total scope of everything, so we're just going to make our statements based on what is currently in the meta, and also if any of it interacts with each other. Alright, so keep that in mind, please. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is the Ivory Night. Couldn't get the damn thing to work. Okay, so the Ivory Night, 6 mana 4/4, Paladin, Minion. Alright, I'm going to say right now, this thing looks cool as fuck. Alright, so stat-wise, 6/4/4, not overly great. Okay, but it's got a battle cry, and a pretty decent battle cry here. Discover a spell, restore health to your hero equal to its cost. Now this could play into some really fun scenarios left and right. You could actually have this also pulling you an extra consecration, or pulling you another heal spell and then doubling down. Like pulling a lay on hands. Congratulations. Here's 8 and another 8. So that's kind of cool. I can definitely see this as being run in any kind of Reno Paladin deck, because you're gonna want that another heal coming into there, right? Just so you can prolong yourself till you get to that end stage scenario. But I could also see this possibly in the Zoth decks, or pretty much any control based deck, because one of the things about Control Paladin, or any of those more control-y type Paladins, is they really don't have much that they could do in the early part, so they have to kind of time their clears and their healings just right. And now here you got another heal coming into the game, so I think this is going to be a really cool thing. Alright, moving on. Next up, we've got the Ethereal Peddler, 5 mana for a 5/6. 5 mana for a 5/6. Woohoo! Battle Cry! Reduce the cost of cards in your hand from other classes by 2. I take back that woohoo. Alright, so I know that kind of seems like a dick thing here, but I really want to get to this, right? Now, Undercity Huckster's definitely going to have some value on this, let's not lie. Now, the only other card that actually supports this is Burgle. And yes, I know Nefarian technically does too, but still, Burgle. Alright, so I'm not overly too fond of it, to be perfectly honest. It does absolutely nothing for neutral stuff, but then again, you've got Emperor Thurzan for that too. But I mean, 5 mana for a 5/6, that is pretty damn impressive. But again, I don't know. I think that this is going to be one of those cards that makes people think of some unique and cool concepts to kind of build around. And I know Ben Brode has talked about them loving doing stuff like that to see what inspires people. And I can kind of see this inspiring to some degree. I honestly do. But how well it's going to be received in the current meta is, less than spectacular. But I mean, we could see this as in some sort of Tempo Rogue. I could see that. I could definitely see that. A 5/6 body is nothing to laugh at, guys. This is pretty fucking amazing. Alright. Moving on to the next card, we have the Curator. Now, I love the Curator. I think that this is a great card. 7 mana for a 4/6. Taunt, Battle Cry, draw a Beast, Dragon, and Murloc from your deck. Alright, so There are a lot of ways that this is really going to be beneficial. I could definitely see in some of the deck designs that we're probably going to have to run to do the adventure mode. This will be really helpful. I can see this card having huge value in, say, Arena for obvious reasons. But I think like the one class that's really going to benefit off of this the most will most likely be Druid. And the reason why I'm going to say Druid is actually quite simple. There was a time, not overly too long ago, where Druids actually ran Ysera. They also ran Azure Drake. They still run Azure Drake, okay? So, to me, this actually makes a little bit of sense here. Because Druids also have a plethora of beasts available to them. They like Ysera. They like Azure Drake. The only thing that they're probably not going to have in here is the Murloc, which, oh yeah, Sir Finley Murgleton is a fucking thing. So I can definitely see Druids benefiting from this card greatly. And truth be told, that's kind of where I put it. A 7-drop card that gives you a 4/6 taunt on the board, as well as draws you your end game in many scenarios, guys, as well as possibly another taunt. So, I mean, this is just an amazing card. Hands down. Amazing card. Alright. Next up, we have Barnes. 4 mana, 3/4 legendary. Battlecry, summon a 1/1 copy of a random minion in your deck. Alright, so in the example that they gave us during the stream, it pulled Antonidas, which I thought was a little overly convenient, to be perfectly honest with you, but yeah, sure. Now, I've seen a lot of people like discussing where they want this to go. The obvious one is pretty much anything with N'Zoth in it, okay? This is definitely going to make its appearance in N'Zoth decks, because then all of a sudden you're getting even more value. Now, here's another funny little thing, guys. Do you remember that really crappy 4 mana 1/1 that turned into a 5/5 when it death rattled? Oh, look, here, it already is a 1/1, boom, brings it in. So, I mean, now we're starting to see a little bit of synergy play with that to where you can get in this value. But is that really going to work overly well with N'Zoth? No, not particularly much, but still. Definitely I see Death Rattle based decks are going to take advantage of this quite nicely. Hell, I could even run this in Hunter. Think about that. You pull a high main, bam, I got a 1/1 beast that spawns out a set of 2/2s. GG! I'm fucking ecstatic with that shit. A 1/1 Sylvanas? Okay. That is brilliant. I love that. That is going to be a lot of fun, guys. So, definitely, I see this card having a lot of value when it comes to Death Rattle cards, and that's probably where most of it's going to be. However, I'm going to say right now, even Rogue is going to have some fun with this, and here's the whole dream scenario. And thanks to my friend Timus on this one for running through this scenario. So, the idea is you play this on turn 4. By the way, this requires you to have the coin, right? Play this on turn 4. Boom, it draws out Auctioneer. You play coin. Boom, cycle. You play Conceal just to cycle your deck extremely early on turn 4. That is like the Rogue wet dream if I've ever heard of one, alright? But I kind of want to see where other people are going to really have some fun with this. I think there will be some really cool stuff. Obviously, you know, getting like a Cthulhu from this, probably not going to be really good. So remember, it's a copy, so pick carefully what you put in there. So anything with Battlecry is kind of going to suck on this. Death Rattles would be cool. End of turn effects would be cool. Anything that you could also work in a like an Inspire effect, probably going to be cool. So yeah, I like the card. I think it has some potential, and I can't wait to see what people are going to do with it. Alright, moving on. Firelands Portal. 7 mana, deal 5 damage, summon a random 5-cost minion. Yes, because Yogg needed something else to kill itself with. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. I was like, oh look, I can kill my own Yogg and summon a 5-drop. GG. That was honestly the first thing I thought of. But you know what? It also can go face. It honestly can go face. I mean, it's a super expensive fireball, but you're also getting a 5/5 minion on it. And there's some pretty decent 5/5s. We saw Elite Tauren Chieftain come up off that. Alright? Now imagine if they hadn't nerfed Sylvanas and made her 6 mana. Oh man, that'd be amazing. But they did, so no use crying over spilt milk. I like this card. I think this is really cool, but I'm going to say right now, initially, it's going to take a while before somebody really comes up with a solid deck for this. But initially, where we're going to see this basically getting used the most is going to be Yogg-Saron. True fact. Or off of Kabbalist Tome for some of the more, or Kabbalist Tome for some of the more creative Yogg players. But, yeah, I like the card. I think it's actually quite interesting. But when it gets to, say, Arena, I hate this fucking card. Yeah, that's all we needed was to give more mage, you know, face damage spells. Thanks, Blizzard. But all in all, it's not overly bad. Alright. Next up, the Kindly Grandmother. Hunter's getting some beastie love here. So we get a 2 mana 1/1 Death Rattle, summon a 3/2 Big Bad Wolf. Okay, so you get hold on. You get a Web Spinner that basically gives you a Bloodfen Raptor in play. I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that. The Hunter Legendary from Whispers of the Old Gods, I always felt was like just didn't have enough to overly support it too well. Because when you think about it, there's only a couple core ones you really want to use with that. And that would most notably be Highmane and Sylvanas. Well, now you have some other stuff you can use with it. They're also Beast, so that means you could play around with things such as Houndmaster, kill commands, and so on, and get the value out of it. So it definitely is going to be something interesting. I definitely will say that I see this as a mid-range option here. I mean, obviously you got your Fire Bats, you got your Poison Toads, and I would easily throw this in there as well. I would easily throw this in there. It's a sticky minion. It's going to be a little bit of an annoyance, and who doesn't love the Big Bad Wolf? All right. And the final card we are going to be taking a look at is the Enchanted Raven. Now, when I saw this, I went, huh, okay, I like it. And thematically, it works pretty good, especially with, you know, where it's sitting at. A 1 mana 2/2, and I saw people going, oh, wow, that's broken. I'm like, is it, though? Is it? I mean, we've got 3/2s in the game that have a punishment effect. We have a lot of 1/3s that are in the game, some of which also benefit from, you know, spells and other stupid shit like that. So, I mean, this isn't really overpowered in any way, shape, or form. This is just a good statted body. Alright? I like it a lot. Not to mention the fact that if you start looking at some of the other things that Druid has gotten in the past set, this works really fucking good. I think that we are definitely going to see a more solidified Beast Druid archetype coming out of this set, and personally, I'm okay with that. This is definitely a really cool concept here. I like the art. I think it's amazing. And I think this is exactly what Druids needed, because traditionally when it came to Druids, you had basically 3 1-drop choices. Alright? Living Roots, which everybody takes. The occasional Raven's Idol, which a lot of people took. And pretty much Sir Finley Murgleton. And maybe an Abusive Sergeant here or there, but that was even less likely. So now we've got a beast that works into a lot of synergies that they've been developing for Druids, and I'm okay with it. I think this is really a positive step for them, and I like it. It's giving some more diversity to a class that generally only has like maybe 1.5 archetypes that are overly viable. So I like this a lot. I think this is going to be great. And that is the 7 cards that they showed us in the announcement. Now, when more cards come out, obviously I'm going to review them. I'm going to look at how they interact with other cards that were released, and also possibly look for some really cool combination scenarios. So that's just basically what we've been doing for the past 3 years. We're gonna, or yeah, almost 3 years now. That's what we're gonna keep on doing. So anyway, if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think. What are some of your thoughts for these cards? What are you hoping to see going forward? Personally, truthfully, I'm a little bit kind of about the series, because some of which I see here, it doesn't seem like overly that impactful. But again, they never show you all the really good shit in the beginning. Like, if you look at Curse of Naxxramas, you look at Blackrock Mountain, a lot of the stuff that got like piecemealed out to us didn't look overly spectacular until we got everything. And then we started seeing the really powerful shit in there. They normally, you know, kind of like tease you with a couple interesting concepts, but they leave the power hidden until the very end, right? That's kind of how they drive up the hype there. So I'm kind of hoping we're going to see the same thing there. But, you know, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is starting out good? It looks great. This is something that can possibly change a lot of the meta? Or are you a little underwhelmed by this? I mean, me, myself, I'm a little underwhelmed, but I kind of think that there's more coming, and I have faith in that. Till next time, this Shiv saying, stay safe, have fun, and may RNGesus bless you. Peace.